Hi guys, so we are back with another traveling with Courtney video. So your girl went to Miami. I finally was able to get to Miami. So it's been many years since I've been trying to get to Miami, like many years. I'm talking about I've been talking about it since 2014, 2015, and so finally had the opportunity to go for one of my really good friends' birthdays, her 30th birthday. And so it was like, yes, we have to make it. We have to go. So I went on a 3-day trip. So got there Friday. I left LAX at 10 p.m. Yeah, 10 p.m. Or no, I'm 1 a.m. Yeah, I left LAX at 1 a.m. on that Thursday night, or that Friday morning at 1 a.m. and got to Miami on that Friday morning at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's pretty insane, but we'll get through that. So I want to go through the prep and go through all of the things to get ready for Miami, and then talk about Miami, and then kind of my afterthoughts. So stay tuned for a really nice video. It's gonna be great. I know some people are like, girl, so who did your hair? Who did your nails? Who did your lashes? I got all of that for you, especially if you're in the Inland Empire area. Yes, I have all of the tea, all of the information on pretty much how I prep for all of my traveling and all of the things and what that looks like. So let's get into it. So let's start with the prep, right? So for my nails, I had the S&S dip with tips, and I got that done, and it was tapered, so it was medium length. It wasn't too long. I don't like doing long nails. If you know me, you know that. So the S&S with tips with the tapered style was what I had. I'll be showing videos of what that looks like as well. And then hair, I got the passion twist from By Her Own, which is a dear friend and cousin of mine. Her name's Lindsay. She does amazing hair. She does celebrity hair as well. If you go to her page, again, her Instagram handle, I'll have it available somewhere up in here. I'll have it available, but By Her Own is the name of her Instagram and of her shop, and she does an amazing job. One of the best weaves that I've ever had in my life was through her. Her passion twists are really good. So she'll do 3 rows in the front and she'll braid it, and then she'll do the crochets in the back. So yes, this is what it's looking like. It's cute, huh? It's cute. Anyway, so she does that. She's located in Rancho Cucamonga, California. And then my eyelashes, which are done right now, but they were also done for Miami. Her name's Adriana. It's the Brow and Lash Guru company. That's located in Menifee. And so I go every 2 weeks to get a fill. To get a fill, and she's really good. She's really great. Her prices are really good too. She's an angel. She's a doll. Love her. So yes, she does really great eyelashes. Got my eyelashes done from her, and then my wax. So I had one wax lady. She was in Corona. Her name's Dawn. Oh my God, my heart. Let me tell you something. Okay. Everything. Oh my gosh, loved her. And I don't know, we lost touch and everything like that. But anyway, she was amazing. And yes, I would drive from Corona. When I lived out in Arizona, come down every 4 to 6 weeks to get my waxes done by Dawn. I was not playing. I knew her since 2014. So anyway, great, amazing. Shout out to her. But I have a new wax lady. Her name's Chrissy. She's in the Wax Shack in Murrieta, California, and she does an amazing wax as well. So I use hard wax. Yes, I prefer not to use soft wax. I use hard wax, and she does an amazing job with hard wax. Not a lot of estheticians use hard wax. I've noticed they either use sugar waxing, sugaring, or soft wax. So anyway, she does hard wax. So if you're looking for a lady who's really good out in the Marietta area or just in the Inland Empire area, the Wax Shack, her name's Chrissy. She does fantastic waxes and she's quick with it. But then again, I go every 4 to 6 weeks. And so that is like an easy 10-15 minute appointment. Okay. So now let's get into the nitty gritty of the trip, okay? So I went July 9th to July 11th for my friend Whitney, her 30th birthday. It was amazing. So I left LAX at 1:30. So I left my house at 10, left LAX at 1:30 Pacific Standard, and then got to Miami at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard, which was, you know, really great. I was a little reluctant due to the weather, and there was a hurricane around that time, Hurricane Elsa. And so I was a little nervous about going to that when there was a hurricane, alongside of COVID and all of that stuff. I was just like, and then the Delta variant, I was just like, really? Like, I don't know if this trip's gonna happen. So we kept our eyes open for Hurricane Elsa just to make sure that our trips weren't gonna be canceled, everything wasn't gonna be canceled, and it didn't, so, which is great. Assuming so, Hurricane Elsa hit landfall on Tuesday, and the flight was scheduled for Friday morning, and so it worked out to where we were able to go. And the weather the entire time was absolutely stunning and beautiful. Florida, Miami gives me very much so Caribbean vibes, and so it's hot, it's humid, but it's not overwhelmingly hot. Like, you're not in Phoenix heat, let's say that. So it's not overwhelming. In the same token as well, if it rains, it passes through. So it's not raining all day. You may think that it's raining all day, but it's not, so it's fine. So with it being my first time experience in Miami, so this isn't my first time to Florida. I've been to Florida many a times. I've been to Tampa, I've been to Orlando, I've gone Pensacola, like, I've been through Florida several times. That's nothing for me, but this is my first time in Miami. So I was like, oh, this is big different. So the lift was approximately 20 minutes to the hotel from the airport. Yes, we didn't do a rental car or anything. We were just going to lift wherever we were because we were staying right there on, right next to Miami Drive. So we stayed at the El Paseo Hotel. And we had to wait some time for like food and for our hotel, but it was fine. We waited at the restaurant for our room to be ready, and it was interesting kind of being able to walk through the strip and get to my hotel. So it's not something where it's like the Hilton or the Marriott where you just pull up your car and then you get out and go in. Like, no. The lift literally dropped me off in like an alleyway, I guess you can say, and like literally dropped me off and was like, okay, the hotel is like right there, like around the corner. And I'm like, what? So I walked past it and then I had to walk back and get to it. So it's interesting how they work out the setup and everything. It's really interesting, but I got to the hotel fine. So we went to Havana 1957. And let me tell you something. So we went there for lunch. It was right next to the hotel. So it's right next to El Paseo Hotel. And we went to it again, it's Havana 1957. And yo, listen. All I saw was fried plantain on the menu, and it was a wrap for me. I was like, oh yeah, this is home. Like, I felt good. Like, Caribbean girl in Miami. Like, you tell me less. Just say less. So then I had a mojito. There was rice, plantain, and garlic shrimp. Yo, so good. It was so good. And you could tell that their rice was made with like coconut milk, just like how I like it. And it was just, it was so good. It was so good. And we took shots as well. So yeah, mojitos. It was a mango mojito. Oh, so good. And took shots. Amazing. Like, you gotta, if you go to Miami, you have to at least have one mojito. One. So yeah, it was amazing. Then we went and we checked into the hotel, which was actually a suite. stunning, beautiful, beautiful suite. It was beautiful, beautiful. We loved it. We each had our own room, so it's just the two of us in a suite, which I love. I love that. Thank you, Whitney, for that. Oh, love that she hooked it up that way. So we got checked into the hotel, relaxed a little bit, and then went out for a boat ride to see the famous houses in South Beach. And then we had dinner and drinks at Casablanca, I believe the name is. I believe that's the name, Casablanca. And the vibe was lit. Like, it was everything. So girls were able to get in free, I think before 10, and we sat at the bar. So really, our objective was to go and look for a place that had a nice bar, and we were mainly looking for dinner. We were looking for food. It was 10 o'clock, so which is 7 o'clock our time, Pacific Standard, and I was like, I'm starving. Like, we need to hurry this up, figure out what we're gonna go eat. And we found this place, and this place just had everything that we needed and everything that we wanted. So I was like, done, say less. So it was really great food and great just vibes, just everything about it. It was a whole situation, but it was outside and I was still hot. Like, I felt like I was in a club, but it was outside. It was really weird. But anyway, talk about sweating your edges out, child. Like, that's just what it was. Ain't no edges, ain't no edge control existed in Miami. That's just the humidity, scratch, all out. Anyway, so it was a nice vibe. They played really good music. If you know the song Best Nana by Shensia, Russian, and is it Conscience? Yes. If you know that song, they were playing that in Miami. That was the first time I've ever heard that song in a club. And I was like, oh, excuse me. Like, again, just a Caribbean girl in her entire vibe. Like, I'm still in the United States, okay? Like, I was like, damn, am I on somebody's island, like, somewhere? Like, it was everything. Everything. But they played really good music, good food, good drinks, just a lituation. Yes, it was so good. Oh, anyway. So, let me give you a spoiler and a tip about Miami a little bit. They charge a 20% gratuity on everything, in South Beach, Miami Drive, all of it, just Beach Drive, whatever, on all of it. Everywhere we went, there was a 20% like service charge on there. And so the prices look expensive because the gratuity is and the service charge is already included within there. So my little tipping ad, here, you take a tip, and it's like, because when I'm at the bar, I know that when you tip the bartenders correctly, they take care of you. And so I knew we were going to be there for a while, so let's continue to tip. And it was like, wait a minute, ain't there, like, this is hefty. And I'm like, charge at the bottom. Like, yes, there's a service charge. They already took it out of it. So anyway, we were still being taken care of very well that evening, but it doesn't matter. So, just know when you go to South Beach, Miami, know that the tip is already included. So we left the club at about midnight and went back to the room and just kind of chilled and kicked it. Then on the second day, we woke up to thunder, lightning, and hunger. We were starving, like, because we went to bed at like 2, woke up at like 10, 11, and we were like, okay, it's time for brunch. Because, you know, I like brunch. It's time for brunch. So we were just like, oh my God, it's thundering and lightning and it's raining. Like, how is this going to work? So we had to figure that out. Literally had to figure that piece out because I was like, how is this working? Like, how is this going to happen? So we walked downstairs. We were like, okay, it's not raining anymore. We start walking and then all of a sudden it's pouring and we're like, oh my God. So we had to go hide. And then it ended up stopping rain, and then the sun came out, and then we continued to our destination of getting brunch, which was really great. I was really happy about that. So ended up going to, I believe, Miami Drive. I believe that's what it's called. We went there, walked up and down, tried to find a couple places. One of the places was like an hour away. We were like, nope, bump that. We're not waiting an hour. So we ended up finding another restaurant, and it was really nice. We had a really great time. time. It was great food. What's interesting is when we got there, they were like, brunch is done in 10 minutes. And we were like, oh my God. And so she was like, I'm gonna come back and like, y'all better have your order ready. Or no, she said breakfast is done in 10 minutes, but you could still order brunch. And I was like, this is big different, but okay, we gonna rock with it. So we wanted French toast, and that was a part of the breakfast menu, not the brunch menu. So it was like, okay, make this snappy. So we did. Fine, it was done. So then after brunch, we had our boat ride with the Dolphin Water Sports. So Dolphin Water Sports, and they took us around to do a little tour, and they took us to Star Island, which was lit. It was so much fun. So much fun. I had a really great time. And we had the beautiful Cece. Cece hooked us up so much on the tour. Like, she was an entire vibe. I think she said that she's like 22, 24. But she was lit. Like, she knew what she was doing out there, and she got us to where we needed to be. Like, she was great. I really liked her. Her vibe was everything. So to see her, woman of color, as a captain, young, vibrant, she was out here doing the damn thing. Okay, we liked her. We like Cece. Yes. So and again, that's with the Dolphin Water Sports. So I would highly suggest that people, like, if you're doing boat rides and things like that in South Beach, go to the Dolphin Water Sports and see what they got going on as well for their various packages. So then we went back to the hotel and got ready for dinner at STK. So we went to the one in Miami Beach. And it's a beautiful restaurant, very classy. Our bartender was amazing. So when we first got there, a couple of our friends were just a little late, and so they couldn't seat us right away. So Whitney and I went to the bar, and we met up with the bartender, and he was absolutely fantastic. He was amazing. So, of course, tip happy again, because I forgot. I tipped him a nice little thing. And so he, like, took really good care of us. So instead of me ordering drinks at the table, because our server was he wasn't with it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it was. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, went to the bartender and was like, hey, like, I want to order my drinks, whatever. And he hooked us up every time. He's amazing. He was great. The food was spectacular. So I had the salmon with the mashed potatoes, a couple of my friends had the salmon with the macaroni and cheese, and it was phenomenal. Wow, so good. So we went back to the hotel afterwards to change our shoes and freshen up, and then we got a table at Club Voodoo. So they took us to the second floor, and we had that little area where they had hookah, and they had, you know, a bar up there. We ordered a couple bottles of champagne. It was really nice. We had a really nice time. So it came around like 1:30, and they were still serving drinks, and we were like, what time do y'all close? And they were like, 5 a.m. And we were like, excuse me, 5 a.m. where? And she was like, yeah. I was like, in LA, this should shut down at 2, but it was 5 a.m. So I was like, oh, done. So we left the club at about 4, and then went to bed at like 6. It was insane, but it was an amazing time. Let me tell you something. I like a little bougie, like bougie ghetto, like bougie ratchet activities. So we had our bougie dinner and then went and had a ratchet time at the club. It was lit. I enjoyed it. Yes, it was. And he was hitting us with some like Afrobeat, Caribbean, dance hall, reggae, like old school, like, it was everything. It was so much fun. I had a blast. It was so much fun. The third day, my last day, I woke up at 10:30 asking, like, what is life? Like, who is this? You're 30, Courtney. Like, going to sleep at 6 and waking up at 10, like, who does that? I did. So called my Lyft at about 11 and headed out to the airport. Now, that TSA pre-check line was something extra. It was something ridiculous. Long. It was long. But, I mean, I wasn't going to get out of that line and go into regular checkout because I didn't want to take out 2 laptops, because I had 2 laptops with me. And I didn't want to take out, like, all of that stuff. I just didn't want to. So I was like, I'll just tough it out. That's why you get to the airport early, right? So did that, and then got something to eat because I was starving, of course, and then headed over to my gate, and I was like, bye-bye, Miami. It's nice knowing you. So let's get into the tips and tricks to South Beach. So like I said before, service charge is included within your receipt. So you just make sure to look at your receipt, look at the menu. Usually it will say service charge is included here, or at the bottom of your receipt, it will say service charge 20% or whatever. You can tip extra if you want to. I did, or on accident, or you can do just tip more if you'd like. But yes, the service charge is included. Girls are priority in a lot of the clubs. It's very similar to LA or very similar to Vegas. You're a female, you get in at an appropriate time before 10 a.m. You're in. So really like that aspect. It's really nice like that. Of course, because I'm a female. So females in free before 10 or something similar to that. So if you're budgeting, I know a lot of people, while they're trying to budget for vacation, they budget for the flight, the hotel, the rental car, and all of that stuff. But a lot of people don't like incorporate prep into their budget for vacation. So I take into account like my nails, my hair, eyelashes, all of that stuff. Like that stuff starts to add up, and that stuff is like, it costs, right? So that's a part of it. So budget for that. And you want to lift everywhere if possible. If you could walk everywhere, walk everywhere. But again, you have to take into account the weather. So if you can walk, go for it. But if not, then you just want to lift everywhere, if at all possible. And then from the airport to Ocean Drive was about $20. And then, like I said, if you could walk, most places do that, but it's not an expensive like place to do lift and stuff. I would always say make reservations, especially with us still being in a pandemic. Definitely make reservations. I can't stress that enough. Like when people are like, oh, let's go out to eat, I'm gonna be like, okay, so where are we going? And do we have a reservation? So when it came to South Beach, especially knowing STK or just knowing wherever we went, specifically STK, I was like, I need to make sure that I am making a reservation. So definitely made a reservation through Open Table reservations through the app, and reserved STK from there. And it was, like I said, it was a fabulous night, but I would obviously say make a reservation wherever you go, if you're going to eat somewhere in South Beach or in just Miami in general, or just in general. Like make a reservation. You're going out to eat. Like I'm not waiting for an hour and I'm starving. I'm just not doing that. It's common sense. So make boat ride plans beforehand, and look at the weather to make sure like everything's okay. So the day of our boat ride with Cece, it was raining the day of. And so we had to make sure to work with her on her schedule, and make sure that the weather was good. And it ended up being really great. It ended up being a really great time. You want to make sure that you reserve your boat ride ahead of time, and you're coordinating with your captain at all times. So I made sure to go, we made sure to do that piece. We wish we would have done a longer boat ride so that we could have stayed at Star Island a little longer. So we had the boat ride for 2 hours, and we were only able to be at Star Island for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So that was fun. It was really great. We had a really great time. We just wish we would have been able to stayed at Star Island a little longer, but they do have packages where you have more hours there, so that would have been nice as well. We kind of wish we would have canceled the boat ride that we took on Friday night, because we did that tour on Saturday. So we were able, like, we went through the same places on Saturday. So we wish we would have just not done Friday night and done the boat ride on Friday with all of those people. Like, we just were kind of like, we could have saved that for Saturday and just saved out on like $30. But it was fine. It's not a big deal, but it's just, we were doing 2 things in one day, where we could have like maybe done like the Everglades that day or something like that. It just would have been better to just kind of waited that out. So I would suggest, like, if you're going to do one of those big boat rides with a bunch of people and do all of that, then do that. But just understand that if you're doing a boat ride, a smaller boat ride on a yacht or something like that, understand that they're probably going to be going over the same thing. So if you're looking at like, oh, I'm going to go on a boat ride and we're going to be seeing, you know, the celebrity houses and things like that, they're going to do the same thing on your private ride with your yacht or with your boat that you're on. So just thought I'd throw that out there so that you can arrange and do things accordingly like that. So we wish that we would have just done our boat ride with Cece and have her do the tour of the island, done it longer rather than doing it Friday, doing a boat ride Friday and then doing another boat ride on Saturday. So our big tour on Saturday was with Dolphin Water Sports and we really enjoyed them. We really liked them. They're amazing. I would say find out what clubs you want to go to ahead of time. Do research on the clubs and the strip clubs if you're interested in that, but just figure that stuff out ahead of time, because we walked the strip and we were like, oh, okay, like this one's cute, this one's not, this one's ratchet, like let's go to this one. So I would say just figure that out ahead of time. Just know maybe your top 5 clubs and then try and decide on what that looks like. Because we had other friends too that were just like, yeah, we went to this strip club and it was not popping. And so we were just like, okay, well, I mean, so things like that happen. So it's just know what you're doing, know where you're going before you go, and just kind of research those spots. Like I said, ours was Casablanca and then Voodoo, they were both really great. We enjoyed that. So it was fine for us. And then going from Miami to LAX, it's a long flight. It's 5 hours, 4.5. And so just know that it's going to be a long flight. Just understand that, know that. Anyways, Miami was lit. That's all I'm going to say. It was just an amazing time. You have to go. You have to be there to see and witness the greatness. It was popping. I'm glad that I went. I'm glad everything worked out with the hurricane, with COVID. Everything worked out fine. Will I go back? Absolutely. I will do that again, for sure. So yes, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it gave you some tips, tricks for Miami, a little bit of fun. Yes. So, yes, follow me on Instagram. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, hit up all the people that I threw out there. Like, please get your eyelashes done, get your nails did, get your boats together, your boat rides together. You do your little bougie thing. Yes, have fun with it. Reach out to these people. They're book, but get that appointment in. Yes, get cute. But yes, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy these videos and pictures at the end. And yes, blessings upon the earth.